Welcome to Soft Hour Library. Tonight's story begins now. Close your eyes and rest.
Chapter 8, The Wedding. An hour later, they stand in Dr. Lawrence's office. She looks between them, shock and concern warring on her face. "You want me to do what?" she asks slowly. Romeo's voice is steady. "Marry us." "Romeo, I'm a therapist, not a minister." But Juliet has done her research. "You're licensed to officiate, aren't you?" I looked it up. New York State allows therapists to get ordained online. "That's not the point." Dr. Lawrence stands up, agitated. "Your children." "I'm 19, Romeo counters. "That's legal." "And you're 17, Dr. Lawrence points out, looking at Juliet. "With parental consent." "Which you don't have." Juliet's voice turns pleading. "We will, eventually, but right now we need this, please." "This is exactly what I meant by taking things slow." Romeo steps forward. "I know, but sometimes the right thing doesn't feel slow, it feels urgent." Dr. Lawrence shakes her head. "Your families will never forgive me." "They'll never forgive us either," Juliet says. "But maybe, just maybe, if we show them we're serious, they'll see how pointless this feud is. Or it will make things worse." Romeo's voice is quiet but firm. "It can't get much worse. Please, Dr. Lawrence, help us." There's a long pause. Dr. Lawrence looks at these two young people, so certain, so brave, so desperately in love, and she thinks about the years of watching these families destroy each other. Maybe Romeo is right. Maybe healing does start with the next generation. She sighs deeply. "This is against my better judgment. If I do this, you both have to promise me something." "Anything," Juliet says immediately. "You tell your parents soon. No more than a few days. This secret can't last." Romeo nods. "We promise." "And you come to couples counseling, starting next week." "We will." Dr. Lawrence walks to her computer. "God help me, okay, let's do this." She pulls up the efficient script. Romeo and Juliet stand. Together, hands clasped, and suddenly it feels real. Terrifyingly, wonderfully real. Dr. Lawrence's voice is solemn. "Do you, Romeo Montague, take Juliet Capulet to be your lawfully wedded wife?" Romeo doesn't hesitate. "I do." "And do you, Juliet Capulet, take Romeo Montague to be your lawfully wedded husband?" "I do." "Then by the power vested in me by the state of New York, I now pronounce you husband and wife." She pauses. "God help you both." They kiss. It's tender and genuine and full of promise and fear and hope all tangled together. Romeo pulls back, his eyes shining. "We did it." "We really did," Juliet breathes. Dr. Lawrence looks at them seriously. "Now comes the hard part. You have to tell them." "We will," Romeo promises. "Just give us a few days to figure out how." "A few days, that's all I'm giving you." They leave, married and terrified and exhilarated. On the street outside, Juliet starts laughing, half joy, half disbelief. "We're married, we're actually married." Romeo pulls her close. "No regrets." She looks up at him. "Not yet." "Good, because I love you, Juliet Montague." "That's going to take some getting used to." They walk through Soho together, just another young couple in New York, carrying a secret that will change everything. Act 3. Chapter 9, The Heat of the Day. The next day arrives hot and oppressive. The kind of summer heat that makes New York feel like a pressure cooker, where tempers flare and violence simmers just beneath the surface. In Washington Square Park, Mercutio and Benvolio try to find shade by the fountain. Mercutio films another tick-tock while Benvolio watches the crowd nervously. "Let's get out of here," Benvolio says suddenly. "Tybalt's looking for trouble." Mercutio doesn't move. "Let him look, I'm not running from anyone." And there he is, Tybalt walking toward them with his crew, all swagger and barely contained rage. "Mercutio," Tybalt's voice cuts through the summer air, "where's your boy Romeo?" "Not here, what do you want?" "I want to talk to him, about him crashing our party." Mercutio laughs, but there's an edge to it. "It was a party, not a funeral, relax. A Montague disrespected my family. Your family needs to get over itself." That's when Romeo arrives and everything shifts. Tybalt turns on him immediately. Romeo holds up his hands. "I don't want any problems." "Too bad. You disrespected us by showing up uninvited." Romeo's voice is calm, almost gentle. "You're right, I shouldn't have been there, I apologize." Tybalt scoffs. "An apology, that's it. What else do you want? I'm not going to fight you, Tybalt. Actually, I have reasons to love your family now." Mercutio looks at his friend like he's lost his mind. "What are you talking about?" "Love my family." Tybalt's voice rises, dangerous. "You're mocking me." "I'm not." Romeo's tone is earnest. "Tybalt, I don't want to fight. We're family now." "Family?" Mercutio interrupts. "Romeo, what the hell?" Tybalt steps closer, his face inches from Romeo's. "You think some weak apology makes us family? You're still a Montague, and Montagues are cowards." "That does it." Mercutio steps between them, his voice hard. "That's enough. You want to fight someone, fight me." Benvolio tries to intervene. "Mercutio, don't." But Mercutio is done backing down. "No, I'm done with this. You Capulets think you run this city. You're nothing but trust fund babies playing gangster." Tybalt's hand moves to his waistband. "Watch your mouth." "Make me." Tybalt pulls out a knife. Mercutio does the same. The crowd around them backs away, phones already out recording. Romeo steps forward desperately. "Stop, both of you, this is insane." Benvolio is already on his phone. "Someone call the cops." They fight. It's ugly, brutal, nothing like the movies. Romeo tries to get between them, tries to push them apart. In the chaos, Tybalt's knife finds its mark. Mercutio gasps and falls. Romeo catches him as he goes down. "Mercutio, no, no, no." Mercutio's voice is strained, confused. "It's not that bad, right? You're gonna be fine. Someone call 911. Mercutio coughs and there's blood. "Both your families can go to hell, this stupid feud. What was it even about?" He focuses on Romeo with effort. "Why'd you get in the way, man?" "I was trying to help." "Well, you didn't." Mercutio's voice is getting weaker. "Tell my mom, tell her I love her." "You'll tell her yourself, stay with me." Mercutio tries to smile. "Ask for me tomorrow, and you'll find me a grave man." He coughs again, trying to laugh. "See, still got jokes." His eyes close. His chest stops moving. Benvolio checks for a pulse and shakes his head. "He's gone, Romeo, he's dead." Romeo looks at Tybalt, who stands frozen, the knife still in his hand, realizing what he's done. Something breaks in Romeo, all the control, all the attempts at peace, all the hope that love could bridge this divide. "You killed him." Romeo's voice is barely recognizable. Tybalt takes a step back. "He came at me. He was my best friend." Romeo grabs Mercutio's fallen knife and charges. They fight, no technique, no skill, just rage and grief and violence. Romeo, fueled by loss, overpowers Tybalt. The knife plunges in. Tybalt falls. His voice is a whisper. Tell Juliet, I'm sorry. Tybalt dies. Romeo stands there covered in blood, the knife in his hand, and reality crashes down. What has he done? Benvolio grabs him. Romeo, what did you do? He killed Mercutio. The cops will be here any second. You need to run. I can't run. Sirens wail in the distance, getting closer. You killed someone, they'll arrest you, go. Romeo's mind spins. Juliet, I have to tell Juliet. Gio now. Romeo runs. Behind him, police cars screech to a halt. Captain Escalus exits. Surveys the scene, 2 bodies, blood on the pavement, a crowd of witnesses with their phones out. What happened here? Benvolio speaks quickly, shakily. Tybalt Capulet started a fight with Mercutio Washington. Romeo tried to stop them. Tybalt killed Mercutio. Then Romeo killed Tybalt. Escalus closes his eyes briefly. Where's Romeo now? He ran. Escalus turns to his officers. Put out an APB. Romeo Montague is wanted for manslaughter. Victor and Alina Capulet arrive, pushing through the crowd. Alina sees the body and her scream pierces the air. No, Tybalt. She collapses beside her nephew. Victor's face is stone, but his voice shakes. Who did this? Romeo Montague, Escalus says quietly. Victor's hands clench into fists. That family, I want him arrested. I want justice. He will be, but Tybalt killed someone first. Mercutio Washington is also dead. Alina looks up, mascara running down her face. I don't care. Romeo killed my nephew. I want him locked up forever. Escalus's voice is firm. The law will handle this. Romeo Montague is officially exiled from New York City. If he's found within city limits, he'll be arrested. That's the best I can do. That's not enough. It's what the law allows. I'm sorry for your loss. Escalus walks away, leaving the Capulets to grieve. Around them, the crowd disperses, but the phones keep recording. By evening, the video will be everywhere. Chapter 10. Juliet learns the truth. In her room at the Capulet penthouse, Juliet lies on her bed, smiling at her phone. She's texting Romeo, making plans, imagining their future. Then Anna rushes in, her face streaked with tears. Juliet, there's been an accident. Juliet sits up. What kind of accident? It's Tybalt. He's dead, sweetheart. The phone drops from Juliet's hand. What? There was a fight in Washington Square Park. Tybalt and Romeo and... Romeo? Juliet's voice is sharp. Is Romeo okay? Anna's expression says everything. Romeo killed Tybalt. The room spins. No, that's not possible. I'm so sorry. Your parents are at the police station now. Juliet's mind races. Romeo wouldn't, he couldn't. I know this is hard. Get out. Juliet. Get out. Anna leaves, closing the door softly. Juliet sits there, numb, unable to process. Her phone buzzes, a text from Romeo. I'm so sorry, I had to. Please let me explain. Meet me at Dr. Lawrence's office. She stares at the message. Her cousin is dead. Her husband killed him. These 2 facts cannot coexist, and yet they do. Chapter 11. The Confrontation. An hour later in Dr. Lawrence's office, Romeo paces like a caged animal. Dr. Lawrence tries to calm him, but he's beyond reason. Romeo, you need to breathe. I killed him, I killed Tybalt, Juliet's cousin, my wife's cousin. He killed Mercutio first. You were defending your friend. That doesn't matter. Juliet will hate me now. Her family will never. The door opens. Juliet stands there, and the look on her face breaks Romeo's heart. Tell me it's not true, she says quietly. Juliet, tell me you didn't kill Tybalt. Romeo takes a step toward her. He killed Mercutio, right in front of me, my best friend. I tried to stop them, but... So you killed him, her voice rises. You murdered my cousin. I didn't mean to. I was angry, I wasn't thinking. You weren't thinking. Tybalt is dead. I know, and so is Mercutio. They're both gone because of this stupid feud. Don't blame the feud, you made a choice. Romeo's voice breaks. I know what I've done, but Juliet, please, I love you. Juliet is crying now, angry tears that won't stop. My cousin is dead, my family is devastated, and the person responsible is my husband. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't bring him back. Dr. Lawrence interjects gently. Juliet, the police have exiled Romeo from the city. He has to leave. Good, Juliet says, and the word is like a slap. Romeo flinches. Juliet, please. I can't look at you right now, I can't. I need time. We're married, we made vows. Juliet's laugh is bitter. I know what we did, but right now I don't know if that was the biggest mistake of my life or... She can't finish the sentence. Dr. Lawrence speaks carefully. Romeo, you need to leave the city tonight. Go to Philadelphia, stay with relatives, lay low until we figure this out. I can't leave her. Juliet's voice is cold. You have to, the police are looking for you. Come with me. I can't, my family needs me. I need you. Juliet turns toward the door. You should have thought about that before you killed Tybalt. Romeo takes a step forward. Juliet, wait, please. She stops at the door but doesn't turn around. I love you. Despite everything, I still love you. But I also hate you right now, and I don't know which feeling is stronger. She leaves. The door closes. Romeo collapses into a chair, his head in his hands. Dr. Lawrence puts a hand on his shoulder. Romeo, you need to go, now, before they find you here. What's the point? Without her, I'm nothing. You're alive, that's the point, now go. I'll talk to Juliet, help her process this, but you need to leave. Romeo stands slowly. Tell her I'm sorry, tell her I'll make this right somehow. I will, now go. Romeo leaves through the back exit, disappearing into the Manhattan evening. Dr. Lawrence sits down heavily, wondering how everything went so wrong so fast. Chapter 12, The Arrangement. Later that night at the Capulet penthouse, Victor and Alina sit with Paris. The grief in the room is palpable, but underneath it, there's cold calculation. Victor's voice is hard. This Montague family has taken everything from us. First our business, now Tybalt. Alina's eyes are red from crying. I want revenge. Paris clears his throat nervously. Mr. Capulet, I know this isn't the time, but I'd like to formally ask for Juliet's hand in marriage. Victor looks up. Marriage. I know it's sudden, but she needs stability right now. Protection. I can give her that. Victor considers this. You're right, she needs to move on from this tragedy. A wedding would be good for her, good for all of us. Alina hesitates. Victor, shouldn't we ask Juliet? We'll tell her. The wedding will be Saturday, 3 days from now. Paris looks surprised. That's very soon. After Tybalt's funeral, we'll honor the dead and celebrate the future. Juliet will agree. She's a smart girl. Elena nods slowly. I'll tell her in the morning. Good. Victor turns to Paris. You'll be a good husband to our daughter, and maybe this will finally end the connection to those Montagues. Paris leaves. Victor and Elena don't notice Juliet in the hallway, listening to every word, horror dawning on her face. Chapter 13. Juliet's Choice. The next morning, Juliet hasn't slept. She's been texting Romeo through the night. Are you safe? She typed. I'm in Philly at my aunt's. Are you okay? No, nothing is okay. I love you. I know I messed up, but I love you. I love you too, that's the problem. Now Elena enters without knocking. Juliet, we need to talk. Juliet hides her phone quickly. About what? Paris has asked for your hand. Your father and I have agreed. You'll be married on Saturday. Juliet's blood runs cold. Saturday, that's 3 days away. After Tybalt's funeral, it's decided. You can't just decide my life for me. Elena's voice is firm. We're your parents, and after what the Montagues have done to this family, you need protection. Paris is a good man. I don't love Paris. You'll learn to love him. That's how marriage works. Juliet stands desperate. That's not how love works. Juliet, don't make this harder than it needs to be. I won't marry him, I can't. You will, or you'll find yourself disowned. Your father is serious about this. Then disown me. Victor appears in the doorway, having heard the shouting. What's going on here? Elena turns to him. She's refusing to marry Paris. Victor's face darkens. You're refusing. Juliet tries to stay calm. Dad, please, I'm 17. I'm not ready to get married. You're ready, and you will marry Paris on Saturday. End of discussion. And if I say no? Victor's voice is ice. Then you're no longer welcome in this house. You'll have no college fund, no trust fund, nothing. You'll be on your own. Juliet stares at him, seeing a stranger. You'd really do that? Try me. He leaves. Elena looks at Juliet with something that might be sympathy. Juliet, this is for the best, you'll see. She follows her husband out. Juliet stands alone in her room, trapped. Then she grabs her phone and calls Dr. Lawrence. Chapter 14. The Plan. 20 minutes later, Juliet sits in Dr. Lawrence's office, her words tumbling out in a panic. You have to help me. Dr. Lawrence leans forward. What's wrong? My parents are forcing me to marry Paris. Saturday, 3 days. What? They can't do that. They can and they are. If I refuse, I'm disowned. Tell them about Romeo. Tell them you're already married. Juliet shakes her head frantically. I can't. Romeo killed Tybalt. If they find out I married him, I don't know what they'll do. Juliet, there's no easy way out of this. Then give me a hard way out. Juliet's voice is desperate. I'd rather die than marry Paris while Romeo is my husband. Don't talk like that. I'm serious. If there's no solution, I'll take matters into my own hands. Dr. Lawrence stands thinking. Wait, there might be a way, but it's risky. I don't care, tell me. I have a colleague who works in sleep medicine. He developed a drug for extreme insomnia. It puts you into a death-like state for 48 hours. Slow heartbeat, almost no breathing. To anyone who checks, you'd appear dead. Juliet's eyes widen. So I fake my death. Friday night before the wedding, you take the drug. Your family finds you Saturday morning. They'll think you died in your sleep, probably assume suicide given the circumstances. And then they'll plan a funeral. You'll be taken to a funeral home, but before the burial, you'll wake up. I'll be there to get you out. Then you and Romeo can leave the city together. What about my family? Once you're both safe, you can reach out to them, explain everything. Maybe in time they'll understand. Juliet considers this, and if they don't, then you'll have Romeo and you'll have your freedom. Isn't that what you wanted? What if something goes wrong? What if I take too much? What if I actually die? I'll monitor the dosage personally. It's safe. I've seen the clinical trials. And Romeo? I'll message him, explain the plan. He'll be waiting for you when you wake up. Juliet takes a shaky breath. This is insane. It's the only option I can think of, unless you want to tell your parents the truth. No, Juliet's voice is firm. This could work, it has to work. Dr. Lawrence opens a drawer and pulls out a small vial. Here, take this Friday night around midnight. Make sure you're alone. You'll fall asleep within minutes and you won't wake up for 48 hours. Juliet takes the vial, holding it like it's both salvation and damnation. Thank you. Juliet, be sure about this. Once you take that drug, there's no turning back. I'm sure. I love Romeo, and I won't be forced into a life I don't choose. She leaves, the vial in her pocket, a plan in her mind, and no idea how catastrophically wrong it will all go. Act 4, Chapter 15, The Last Night. Friday night arrives. Tybalt's funeral was earlier that day, somber. Painful, filled with grief and rage. Now the house is quiet. Tomorrow is supposed to be Juliet's wedding day. In her room, Juliet holds the vial. Anna knocks and enters. Juliet, can I come in? Yes. Anna sits on the bed. How are you holding up? I'm fine. Tomorrow's a big day, your wedding day. Yeah. Anna takes Juliet's hand. Juliet, I know this isn't ideal, but Paris is a good man. He'll take care of you. I know. Your mother wants to go over the schedule in the morning. The ceremony's at noon, reception at 3. Okay. Anna looks at her carefully. Get some sleep, sweetheart. Everything will be better tomorrow. She leaves and Juliet locks the door behind her. She sits on her bed and opens her phone, recording a voice memo, just in case. Mom, Dad, if you're hearing this, it means something went wrong. I need you to know that I didn't do this to hurt you. I did it because I couldn't live a lie. Her voice trembles. Romeo and I got married 3 days ago. I know that seems impossible, crazy even, but it's true. We're husband and wife. And I know he killed Tybalt, and I know you'll never forgive him for that. But I also know that Tybalt killed Mercutio first, and this whole tragedy happened because of a feud that neither Romeo nor I started. She wipes tears from her face. I'm not asking you to understand. I'm just asking you to know that I made my own choice. For once in my life, I chose something for myself. And if this works, Romeo and I will be together. And if it doesn't, then at least I tried. I love you. I'm sorry. She saves the memo, takes a deep breath, opens the vial, her hand shakes. What if Dr. Lawrence is wrong? What if I never wake up? What if Romeo doesn't get the message? She sits there for a long moment, the vial in her hand, her future balanced on this single choice. Then she thinks of Paris, of a wedding she doesn't want, of a life she didn't choose. No, this is the only way. She drinks the contents of the vial. It tastes bitter, chemical. She lies down on her bed, phone still in her hand. Romeo, I'm coming, she whispers. Within minutes, her eyes close, her breathing slows. To anyone who looked, she would appear dead. And in the morning, that's exactly what they'll think. Chapter 16. The Morning After. Saturday morning. Anna comes to wake Juliet, humming a cheerful tune. Juliet, rise and shine, it's your wedding day. She opens the door, sees Juliet lying still on the bed. Juliet, come on, sweetheart, we've got a lot to do. She approaches, shakes Juliet's shoulder. No response. Juliet. Anna shakes harder. Still nothing. She checks for a pulse, her fingers pressing against Juliet's neck. Her scream splits the morning air. Help, someone help, Juliet's not breathing. Victor and Alina rush in, still in their robes. Victor reaches Juliet first, checking for signs of life. No pulse, she's gone. Alina's knees buckle. She collapses beside the bed, grabbing Juliet's hand. No, not my baby, not Juliet. The house erupts into chaos. Paramedics arrive within 10 minutes, but it's clear there's nothing they can do. They confirm what the family already knows: Juliet is dead. Paris arrives for the wedding and finds a house of mourning instead. What's happened? Victor's voice is hollow. She's dead. Juliet's dead. How? Alina's face is a mask of grief and rage. We don't know, she must have taken something. First Tybalt, now her. The Montagues have destroyed our family. Dr. Lawrence arrives, playing her part perfectly. I heard the news. I'm so sorry. Alina looks up, mascara running down her face. She killed herself because of that Montague boy. Dr. Lawrence keeps her voice steady. We don't know that. It could have been anything. A paramedic speaks quietly to Victor. Where would you like the body taken? Morrison Funeral Home. They'll prepare her for burial. Dr. Lawrence steps forward. I'll accompany her. I knew Juliet well. It's the least I can do. They take Juliet's body, placing her gently on a stretcher. Dr. Lawrence follows, hiding the relief that the plan is working. Now she just needs to get Romeo's message through, and everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Chapter 17. The Message That Never Arrived. In Philadelphia, Romeo has been checking his phone obsessively. No message from Dr. Lawrence. He tries calling straight to voicemail. He tries texting, no response. Balthazar, his cousin, enters the room. Romeo, I just saw the news. Romeo barely looks up. What news? It's all over social media. Juliet Capulet is dead. The phone drops from Romeo's hand, clattering on the floor. What? They found her this morning. No one knows how, but she's gone. Romeo's world tilts. No, that's impossible. I'm sorry, man, I know you two were close. Romeo grabs Balthazar's shoulders. Where is she? Where's her body? Morrison Funeral Home in Manhattan. I have to go to her. Romeo, you're exiled if you go back. I don't care, she's dead. Nothing else matters. He grabs his keys and runs out, leaving Balthazar calling after him. Romeo's phone lies forgotten on the floor, still showing Dr. Lawrence's missed calls and unread messages. Back in New York, Dr. Lawrence tries desperately to reach Romeo. Every call goes to voicemail. Every text shows as undelivered. His phone is off. No. Romeo, answer your phone. She calls Balthazar's number, her hands shaking. Balthazar, is Romeo there? He just left. He's coming back to the city. What? Did you tell him about Juliet? Yeah, I told him she died. Why? Dr. Lawrence's voice rises in panic. Because she's not dead, it's fake. It's all part of the plan. What plan? I need to reach him now. She hangs up, tries Romeo again. Nothing. She starts driving toward Morrison Funeral Home, praying she's not too late. But in her heart she knows she's too late. Act 5. Chapter 18. Romeo's Last Act. Romeo drives through the night, breaking every traffic law, his mind a chaos of grief and desperation. He arrives at Morrison Funeral Home just after midnight. The place is closed, dark. He breaks in through a back window. Inside, he finds the viewing room. And there she is, Juliet, lying in an open casket, peaceful, beautiful, dead. He approaches slowly, as if in a dream. His hand reaches out, touches her cold face. Juliet, no, please, no. His voice breaks. He collapses beside the casket, his forehead resting against her arm. You're so beautiful, even now. How is that possible? He pulls out a bottle of pills from his jacket, fentanyl, enough to kill him in minutes. He bought them on the drive here from a dealer who didn't ask questions. This is my fault, everything. Mercutio Tybalt, now I've destroyed everything I touched. He takes her hand, cold and still in his. I can't live without you, Juliet. I won't. I'm coming with you. Wherever you are, I'll be there too. That's what marriage means, right? Together forever. He opens the bottle, pours the pills into his palm. So many, more than enough. I love you. I'll always love you. He swallows them all, choking them down with water from a fountain. Then he lies down next to her in the casket, holding her hand. See you soon, my love. Within minutes, his breathing slows, his eyes close, his heart stops. Romeo Montague dies believing his wife is already gone. 5 minutes later, Dr. Lawrence bursts through the door, running down the hallway. Romeo, Romeo. She finds him in the viewing room, lying next to Juliet. She checks for a pulse, knowing already what she'll find. Nothing. No, 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 no. And then Juliet stirs. Her eyes flutter open. The drug is wearing off. Dr. Lawrence, her voice is groggy. Confused, did it work? Dr. Lawrence turns, her face a mask of horror. Juliet. Where's Romeo? Is he here? She sees him next to her, smiles, reaches for him. Romeo, you came. She shakes him gently. Romeo, wake up, Romeo. Nothing, his skin is cold. She shakes harder. No, Romeo, wake up. Dr. Lawrence grabs her shoulders. Juliet, I'm so sorry. He didn't get my message. He thought you were really dead. He took his own life. Juliet stares at Romeo's still form, unable to process what she's hearing. No, this isn't real. This isn't happening. She sees the empty pill bottle on the floor. Understanding crashes over her like a wave. He killed himself because of me. It was an accident, a terrible, tragic accident. Juliet picks up Romeo's phone from his pocket with shaking hands. The screen lights up, 15 missed calls from Dr. Lawrence, 20 unread texts, all of them saying the same thing. She's not really dead. It's part of the plan. Don't come back. Wait for my signal. Juliet starts laughing, a sound without humor edging toward hysteria. All these missed calls from you. You tried to warn him. She looks at Romeo, then at Dr. Lawrence. This is my fault. I did this. I killed him. Juliet, we need to leave. The police will be here soon. Leave? Juliet's voice is eerily calm. Why would I leave? Because you're still alive. You can still have a life. Without him, what life is that? She sees Romeo's jacket, reaches into the pocket. There's a syringe. He'd brought backup, just in case the pills didn't work fast enough. He brought extra, just in case. Dr. Lawrence lunges forward. Juliet, don't. But Juliet is faster. I was supposed to wake up in his arms. We were supposed to run away together, start a new life. That was the plan. We can still figure this out. There's nothing to figure out. Juliet holds the syringe, looking at it almost curiously. He's gone, and I won't live without him. She injects it into her arm before Dr. Lawrence can stop her. I'm sorry, tell my parents. Tell them I loved them, but I loved him more. She lies down next to Romeo, taking his hand one last time. Together forever. Her eyes close. Her breathing stops. Juliet Capulet dies holding her husband's hand, their wedding rings catching the dim light. Dr. Lawrence collapses, sobbing. Police sirens approach in the distance. And on the floor between two caskets, two phones light up with unread messages that came too late. Epilogue. Chapter 19, The Reckoning. 2 weeks later, Manhattan Criminal Courthouse. The press room is packed. Reporters, cameras, families, city officials. Captain Escalus stands at the podium, flanked by Victor and Elena Capulet on one side, Alexander and Sophia Montague on the other. Dr. Lawrence sits off to the side, looking 10 years older than she did 2 weeks ago. Escalus begins, his voice heavy with exhaustion and grief. 2 weeks ago, this city lost 2 young people, Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet. The investigation has concluded, and I'm here to share what we found. He pauses, and the room goes silent. Romeo and Juliet were married. 3 days before Romeo's exile, they were wed in secret by Dr. Sarah Lawrence, who stands here today. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Victor and Elena turn to stare at Dr. Lawrence in shock. Alexander closes his eyes. Sophia starts to cry. When Juliet was forced into an arranged marriage with another man, she and Dr. Lawrence devised a plan. Juliet would fake her death using a powerful sedative. Romeo would be notified, and they would leave the city together. Escalus's voice tightens. But the message never reached Romeo. He believed Juliet had actually died. In his grief, he took his own life. When Juliet woke and found him dead, she did the same. Elena makes a sound like she's been punched. Victor reaches for her hand. This tragedy was not inevitable. Escalus continues, his eyes moving between the two families. It was the result of a family feud that spiraled out of control. Tybalt Capulet killed Mercutio Washington. Romeo Montague killed Tybalt Capulet. And in the end, Romeo and Juliet killed themselves. His voice rises slightly. 4 young people are dead, 4 families are destroyed, and for what? A business rivalry, pride, hatred. He looks directly at Victor and Alexander. Mr. Montague, Mr. Capulet, your children loved each other. They loved each other so much they were willing to die rather than live apart. And because of your feud, that's exactly what happened. Victor's voice is broken when he speaks. We didn't know. Elena clutches her husband's arm. She was our only child, our baby. Sophia is openly weeping now. If we had known, we would have stopped it. We would have tried. Alexander's voice is rough. They were just kids. They should have had their whole lives ahead of them. Escalus nods slowly. Dr. Lawrence will face charges for her role in this, but the real responsibility lies with all of us, everyone who perpetuated this feud, everyone who chose hatred over understanding. Dr. Lawrence stands, her voice steady despite the tears on her face. I thought I could help them. I thought if they married, if they ran away together, maybe it would force both families to confront the stupidity of their feud. Instead, I helped orchestrate their deaths. That's something I'll live with forever." There's a long silence. Then Victor turns to Alexander. His voice cracks. "I don't even remember how this started, do you?" Alexander shakes his head. "A business deal gone wrong 10 years ago. We were friends before that. And now our children are dead." Another pause, heavy with grief and regret. Then Victor extends his hand. Alexander looks at it for a moment, then takes it. They shake, two fathers who lost everything because of pride. Elena and Sophia embrace, both crying, holding each other up. Aeschylus watches this, then speaks again. "Romeo and Juliet will be buried together at their request. Their funeral will be held this Saturday at Riverside Church. Both families have agreed to attend, together." He looks out at the cameras, at the reporters, at the city watching. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo. Chapter 20, The Funeral. Saturday arrives gray and cold, as if the city itself is mourning. Riverside Church stands magnificent and somber on the Upper West Side. Inside, the pews are full. Family, friends, classmates, business associates, and hundreds of people who never knew Romeo and Juliet but feel their loss nonetheless. At the front of the church sits a single casket, larger than usual. Inside lie Romeo and Juliet, side by side, hands clasped, wedding rings visible on their fingers. They look peaceful, as if they're simply sleeping. Dr. Lawrence stands at the podium, her voice echoing through the cathedral. Romeo and Juliet were two people who believed in love. Not the easy kind, not the convenient kind, but the kind of love that demands everything. They gave their lives for that belief. She pauses, looking at the casket. "We can't bring them back, but we can honor them by learning from their tragedy, by choosing love over hate, by refusing to let old wounds create new ones." Her voice strengthens. They were married for 3 days, and in that time they showed more courage, more commitment, more genuine humanity than most of us show in a lifetime. She looks at both families sitting together in the front pews. "To the Montagues and Capulets, your children tried to bridge the gap that divided you. They believed love could overcome hatred. They were right about the power of love. They were just wrong about the cost." Dr. Lawrence steps down. Mercutio's mother stands to speak, her voice breaking as she talks about her son, funny, loyal, full of life. She looks at both families. Mercutio died because two families couldn't let go of anger. Don't let his death, or Romeo and Juliet's deaths, be for nothing. One by one, others speak. Benvolio, his voice thick with emotion, talks about Romeo's kindness. Anna, Juliet's nanny, remembers the little girl who loved books and dreamed of freedom. Paris stands briefly and says only, "I never knew her. That's what I'll always regret." Finally, Victor and Alexander approach the podium together. Victor speaks first. "My daughter Juliet was brilliant, stubborn, independent. She wanted to live life on her own terms." His voice breaks. "She tried, and we stopped her. We forced her into an impossible choice, and she chose love. She chose Romeo, and I will spend the rest of my life wishing I had supported that choice instead of fighting it." Alexander puts a hand on Victor's shoulder, then speaks. "Romeo was a romantic, a dreamer. He felt everything deeply: joy, pain, love. He met Juliet and knew immediately that she was his future. And instead of celebrating that, instead of helping them, we made them into enemies. We made their love impossible, and they chose death over a life without each other." His voice firms. Victor and I have decided to merge our companies. Montague Digital and Capulet Systems will become one Montague Capulet Technologies, not to profit from our children's deaths, but to honor them, to prove that what divided us was never worth dividing over. Alina stands, joining them. We're also establishing the Romeo and Juliet Foundation. It will provide counseling for young people, support for those caught between family expectations and personal desires, and education about conflict resolution. We couldn't save our children, but maybe we can save someone else's. The service ends. The families stand together as the casket is carried out. Outside, despite the cold, hundreds of people line the streets, young people, mostly teenagers and 20-somethings who see themselves in Romeo and Juliet's story. They hold candles, they hold signs. Love wins, end the hate, remember them. As the hearse pulls away, heading to the cemetery where Romeo and Juliet will be buried together, Dr. Lawrence stands on the church steps. A reporter approaches her. "Dr. Lawrence, do you regret helping them?" She's quiet for a long moment. "I regret that they felt they needed help. I regret that two young people who loved each other couldn't simply be together. I regret that a message didn't get through, and that regret will haunt me forever. But do I regret trying to help them find happiness? No. I only regret that I failed." Chapter 21. 1 year later. A year passes. The cemetery in Queens, where Romeo and Juliet are buried, has become something of a pilgrimage site. Their shared gravestone is simple: Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet Montague, together in life. Together in death, may their love inspire peace. Today, on the anniversary of their deaths, both families gather here together. Victor and Alexander stand side by side, as they do now at the office they share. Alina and Sophia have become close friends, united in their grief and their determination to honor their children. Benvolio is there, now working at Montague Capulet Technologies in the Community Outreach Division. Mercutio's mother attends, along with dozens of others whose lives were touched by the tragedy. A new arrival catches everyone's attention: a young couple, maybe 19 or 20, holding hands nervously. They approach Victor and Alina. "Mr. and Mrs. Capulet, I'm James. This is my boyfriend Marcus. We wanted to thank you." Victor looks confused. "Thank us?" Marcus speaks, his voice shaking slightly. "My family didn't accept me when I came out. His family didn't accept us being together. We were going to run away, maybe do something stupid. But then we heard about the foundation. We called the hotline. They helped us. They mediated with our families. They saved us." James nods. "We're getting married next month. Both our families are coming. If it wasn't for Romeo and Juliet, for what you built in their memory, we might not be here." Alina embraces them both, tears streaming down her face. "Thank you for telling us. This is what they would have wanted." After the ceremony, as people begin to leave, Dr. Lawrence approaches the grave alone. She kneels, placing a single white rose. "I'm so sorry," she whispers. "Every day I think about what I could have done differently. What if I'd gone to Romeo in person? What if I'd been more insistent? What if I'd just told you both to be honest from the start?" She touches the gravestone. "But I also think about what you did accomplish. Your families are at peace. The foundation has helped over 1,000 young people this year. Montague Capulet Technologies just donated $10 million to youth mental health services. Your story has been taught in schools across the country as a lesson in the cost of hate and the power of love." She stands. You changed the world even if you're not here to see it. I hope that brings you peace wherever you are. As the sun sets over the cemetery, a soft breeze rustles through the trees. And if you look at the grave just right in the fading light, you can almost see two young people holding hands, finally at peace. Narrator's conclusion. And so our story ends as all tragedies must, with death and grief and lessons learned too late, but also with hope, because Romeo and Juliet in their brief time together proved something essential, that love is stronger than hate, even when hate wins in the end. Their families learned what hatred costs. Their city learned that old feuds poison the future. And countless young people learned that their lives are worth living, their loves worth fighting for, but that there are better ways to fight than. Romeo and Juliet found. 4 people died in this story, but in their deaths, they saved countless others. The Romeo and Juliet Foundation answers 50 calls a day from teenagers in crisis. Montague Capulet Technologies has become a model for corporate reconciliation, and every year, on the anniversary of their deaths, people gather to remember 2 kids who loved each other when they weren't supposed to. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo, but from that woe came wisdom, from that tragedy came change, and from that ending came new beginnings. In New York City in 2025, 2 young people fell in love across enemy lines. They married in secret. They died together, and in dying, they taught the world how to live. This is their story. May we learn from it. May we honor them. And may we never forget the price of hatred or the power of love. The end. Author's note. This adaptation was inspired by William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, written between 1591 and 1595. The themes remain timeless: family conflict, young love, the tragedy of miscommunication, and the terrible cost of feuds that outlive their original causes. In our modern world, we still see families divided by politics, religion, ethnicity, and pride. We still see young people caught between loyalty to their families and their own hearts. And we still see how easily miscommunication, a missed text, an undelivered message, a misunderstanding, can lead to tragedy. This story is dedicated to anyone who has ever loved someone they weren't supposed to love. May you find a better ending than Romeo and Juliet did. And to the families who wage wars, whether corporate, political, or personal, your children are watching. Your children are paying the price. Stop fighting before it's too late. In memory of all those who have died, because of hatred, prejudice, and the failure of adults to protect their children. And in honor of all those who choose love despite the obstacles. May their courage inspire us all.